All right, feel good followers. You're listening to Afternoon Delight Radio Show. Your big bro on radio, Clay Mercer here with you, and it's one of my favorite times of the month. It's the fourth Wednesday of the month, and you know it's time for Conversations with the Chancellor. And on the phone with me is the Chancellor of Elizabeth City State University, Dr. Carrie Dixon. Chancellor Dixon, welcome to your show. You know, I can't wait to get you back in the studio when the time comes.
Clay, I can't wait either. I tell you, even though I'm sitting in my office right across campus from you, it's hard to say we have to have this conversation over the phone instead of in person so that our listeners know, what's going on at ECSU. But until we get to that point, we'll just adapt to where we are right now and adhere to the governor's executive order and proceed as we can.
That's very true. Hopefully it'll come soon, but it's always great to hear your voice, and I know my listeners love to hear from you about what's taking place on and around the campus of ECSU. So let's get right into it, and let's start today's show actually with the exciting news at ECSU being recognized as a top public school within the rankings from U.S. News and World Report and the Washington Monthly. So the high rankings are just another example of the strong efforts from ECSU staff, faculty, and students, and the alumni joining in too. What does it mean to you when you see the university recognized nationally like this?
Well, it brings so much excitement. If you can't hear it in my voice, if you were only here to see my face, we are excited. I was very pleased to even be able to announce this to our Board of Trustees, how excited we are about the work that we've put in around being intentional to raise our profile of this great institution. And, these rankings just show that we are being recognized for the quality education we provide and the outcomes we produce. And you mentioned our alumni. Our alumni are doing some amazing things, and their contributions to North Carolina and beyond, and to ECSU are just huge. And so I'm just glad to see that the Washington Monthly, U.S. News and World Report are recognizing our efforts. And so we are just excited about this recognition. And that's what ECSU does. We make sure that we are here providing a quality education at an affordable price, and these rankings are just an indicator of our efforts. And we're just happy that they're being noticed, and we will continue to strive for excellence at ECSU.
It's Conversations with the Chancellor here on WRVS 89.9, and even more good news was recently released in the form of grants. That's right, ECSU has received over $15 million in grant funding, 40 awards received as we end the 2020 fiscal year. External support is very important to the mission of ECSU, and Chancellor, I'm sure you agree with that.
Oh, definitely. I'm extremely proud of ECSU faculty and staff for expanding our grant portfolio. When I started here at ECSU, we were averaging about $4 million in grants from our faculty, and we have exceeded $15 million. That's a huge accomplishment. And so the grant funding is important because it allows us to conduct research, to expand programming to our students, and to implement summer programs. So our continued growth in the research dollars allows our faculty to expand their facilities, their labs, and coursework as we prepare undergraduates and graduate students for opportunities to participate in projects that impact our community, our region, and beyond. So when I say we're excited about this, our faculty are working hard. They are putting in the time and the effort. They're applying for these grant opportunities, and we're being funded. So people are really recognizing how much expertise we have in our faculty, and then awarding us so that they can give back to the campus community and our broader community. And one big piece of this is students get the experience to work once this funding is received in and on projects that they can learn from and can take with them after they graduate into their careers, to have that sense of, exposure and practice in the areas, especially those in the sciences. And so we're really excited about this, and we, the faculty is committed to growing this number, because it's so important. Also, external fundraising and donations have been at a record high, and we appreciate all the support from our alumni, from our donors, from our stakeholders, everyone who contributes to the success of ECSU. And Clay, I'll tell you, just right here at the beginning of the semester, we had a few anonymous donors who have no affiliation with the university, but saw how we were conducting ourselves and contributing to our community and setting a standard of excellence, and wanted to help us out in sending funds here for our students to go towards scholarships. And so things like that really matter. And so I'm so grateful for the work that our faculty are doing with bringing in more grants, but also for the efforts that have been put in place and people recognizing the great things that are happening at ECSU. And they're willing to donate and to help us as we continue to do, some of the great things that we know we're capable of here at ECSU.
And Chancellor, you talk about effort, and I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of people may think, hey, the university is here, so grants are easily given to the university. It doesn't work that way. It takes a little bit. It's time consuming with some of these grants. So it's really a great opportunity to recognize the hard work that faculty put in and other people who put into writing and getting us an opportunity to win these grants.
Exactly. It takes a lot. I've been a principal investigator on some large federal grants in the millions of dollars, so I know exactly what it takes for our faculty to put together these proposals and for them to be comprehensive and competitive. So to be awarded those grants, it just feels great. And so I know how that feels, and I'm very excited and very proud of our faculty.
Yeah, as you should be. It's Conversations with the Chancellor. Yours truly, Clay Mercer, with the Chancellor of Elizabeth City State University, Dr. Carrie Dixon. And Chancellor, as people drive through the main entrance of the campus, they're seeing a bunch of red flags right in front of them, and those flags represent the American Foundation for Prevention of Suicide's Red Flag Project. I know a lot of the listeners are hearing about this for the first time, so tell us more about the project and ECSU's involvement.
So I have to commend Vice Chancellor Gary Brown and his team for this partnership. And the Red Flag Project is a campaign to raise awareness about suicide in North Carolina and raise funds to support ongoing prevention measures. So the location of the state launch was revealed on September 10th, and this is, as you mentioned, Clay, the front entrance of Elizabeth City State University, where you'll see the red flags on the grounds adjacent to the arch. This location basically is where we wanted people to know and be able to see, even from Weeksville Road, how important this measure is to prevent suicide and to bring awareness to the preventions of suicide. And also September 10th was World Suicide Prevention Awareness Day. So as educators, we not only care about the success of our students in the classroom, we also care about their overall health and well-being. And the university is committed to making sure that we are providing any resource necessary to help our students, our faculty, and our staff. And so, we just have a role. We all have a role in preventing suicide. And I have to say, during these times, unprecedented times, people, are really struggling to adapt to this new norm that we're all being faced with during this pandemic. And so when you can raise awareness about the issues that people face, and we can educate each other and for the causes of suicide and the warning signs for suicide, we can show that compassion and care for those who are in distress in our community and on our campus. And so we wanted to make sure that people understood that we wanted to change the stigma associated with suicide and mental health and help people realize that they're not alone and that ECSU is committed to the mental well-being of our campus community as a whole. But more specifically, right now we want to make sure our students are okay.
It really is a wonderful cause, and as always, you can go to the newsroom right now and find out more about this Red Flag Project. Again, it's Conversations with the Chancellor here on WRVS 89.9. And Chancellor, I've been waiting. We talked about this last month, and I said we may bring it up this month, but of course, I love Moore Hall, and I see that they're working on that, and I know other people who are driving around, they see some things happening on campus. Could you give us a little bit of an update on some of the renovations and the building projects that are happening on campus?
Oh, definitely, Clay. You mentioned Moore Hall, and, we're excited to see Moore Hall, and it's projected to come online in January 2021. But I also have to draw your attention to Lane Hall. I don't know if you've seen the before and after pictures of Lane Hall, but to our listeners, if you have not driven by Lane Hall, which is located on the back side of campus, the Parkview Drive side of campus, you must see it, because we put some tender loving care, TLC, in Lane Hall externally to really bring it up to par in regards to beautification. And, we want the backside of campus just to look as nice as the front and the main entrance of campus. So we've definitely put some TLC in Lane Hall. You'll see that in Moore Hall. You'll also eventually, once we move from Moore, we'll move to Trigg to do some of the same things we've done in the outside of Lane to make Trigg look even better as well. So we're excited about that. But ECSU, we continue to make progress on several capital improvement projects across campus. And you mentioned one, you mentioned Moore Hall, also Bias. And when I tell you, when these buildings open, they're going to look dynamic. I mean, very innovative. I'm excited. I've seen some of the blueprints of what they're going to look like. I mean, they're going to be state-of-the-art. And I'm thankful to the USDA loan that we were able to get to do some renovations on Bias Hall, but also to the North Carolina Connect bond that we received to do the $8.5 million renovations to Moore Hall. So those are two exciting projects. Also, you'll notice on campus that we're doing some demolition, and we have almost completed, about 90% complete with the demolition of Hugh Kell and Dole's halls. And those are halls that were very meaningful, of course, to the institution in years past and named after our founder. However, over the years, those buildings have taken a big hit, and they're old buildings, and we were unable to occupy them. And so we're going to, or have almost completed, the demolition of those. That's also the space that we will put our new library once we receive the capital funding for our new library. It will be located in that space where this demolition is taking place. So there are a lot of different things happening. The renovation of G.R. Little Library is scheduled to be complete in December, so we're excited about that. It will be a partial renovation from the standpoint of it's still bond money, where we have about $4.5 million going into that building for renovation. And once we get our new library, we will actually use G.R. Little for academic space. So we're excited about the investment there. And then, Bias Hall will give us more beds on campus as we continue to grow in our enrollment. We have exceeded 2,000 students, which I'm so proud of. We have to bring a new residence hall online, and so Bias Hall is one that has been here for a while, but we've put money into renovating that, and so that's going to look really nice when we're able to open Bias Hall and offer it as a place for students to live. And so we're excited about these projects and facilities. We're doing some things at Bedell Hall to make things look better there. We're also very happy that the North Carolina General Assembly did award us $6 million for a new chiller and HVAC system for the campus. This is a game changer, because for many years we've had to send faculty and staff home in the summer because it was too hot in the buildings. We've also had issues with heat in the winter. So to have a new HVAC system and chiller is something that is a game changer for the university. So I'm really excited that we're going to receive the $6 million to put those new systems in as well. So lots going on. It's a good thing. We're making progress. And we're going to keep doing so because, first impressions mean everything. This university means so much to Northeastern North Carolina and to this whole region. And we want everyone to be proud to say that they support ECSU. They're a part of the family of ECSU, and so we're excited to see all these projects come to fruition and the many more that will come after these are complete.
Definitely exciting times here on the campus of ECSU, and we've come to the end of today's show. But before we wrap this up, Chancellor, I want to give you a little bit of time to talk about the upcoming fall virtual open house. It's always a special time here on the campus, and we're always trying to bring in new Vikings. So this is the period that I wanted you to kind of speak about that and let people know how important this is.
Yes, it's very important. I want everyone to know this open house on October 3rd. Spread the word. We want you to participate. And, Clay, you said one important word there when you talked about this. It's virtual. So it's not going to be what we're accustomed to. But we had a virtual open house in the spring, and we're going to do it again this fall, so October 3rd. And, with the requirements of social distancing, this is the best for us to do right now and stay in compliance with the governor's executive order. And so, we will introduce students to ECSU, and we will do that by live stream on YouTube on October 3rd, starting at 10 a.m. Students and their families will learn more about ECSU's recent accomplishments that I've mentioned, as well as see what great things are going on here and how much of a great and bright future the prospective students will have here at the university. And so we will have a few live presentations, but students will be able to join a series of breakout sessions, including financial aid, housing and residence life, and academic programs. And these sessions will allow students to delve into some specific topics that are of interest to them, and we'll be able to answer their questions. So if you're interested in participating, please spread the word. October 3rd, starting at 10 a.m. for our open house. And we want you to bring any prospective student, any student that's out there thinking about college, whether that's a traditional age student or a non-traditional age student who wants to come back to school and earn a credential or degree. Tell them to register on our website to attend this virtual open house on October 3rd. And we just look forward to seeing everybody, and we're excited. We hope everyone is excited about the progress they're seeing at ECSU, and we want to tell our story. We no longer want ECSU and our great accomplishments to be a secret. We want everyone to know. So please encourage everyone to turn out and join us for this virtual open house on October 3rd.
Well, I tell you, it'll give us a lot to talk about in the next edition of Conversations with the Chancellor. Don't forget, you can hear it every fourth Wednesday of the month at 4 p.m. And if you want to catch up on this and past shows, all you have to do is go to the WRVS 89.9 YouTube channel. Chancellor, thank you so much for making this happen, and I look forward to next month's conversation.
Definitely. I look forward to it as well, and I thank the listeners for your continued support. You'll always hear me say that because it is greatly appreciated, and it does not go unnoticed. And I really do thank everyone for just believing in ECSU as we continue to build the foundation for the stability of this great institution for the future. That's
the Chancellor of Elizabeth City State University, Dr. Carrie Dixon. Listen, make sure you all stay tuned. We have more to feel-good flavor you need, and I might even play a little bit of Prince, Chancellor. Is that?
Oh, that would be great. That would be great, Clay. Look, you know how to get me excited, right?
Yes, I do.
Smiling and get excited.
I love it.
That just makes my day.
Well, that's coming up and a whole lot more here on the Afternoon Delight Radio Show.